is to facilitate the development of a joint H&H and Fortune Society proposal to provide supportive housing for New Yorkers exiting the justice system with chronic and complex medical needs who would otherwise experience homelessness.
NYC Health and Hospitals approved the project last year, but then earlier this month sent written testimony for a September 18th hearing that said they wanted to move the project to a different location and postpone the vote. Councilmember Christy Marmorato, who represents the district and has long opposed Just Home, blasted the decision, saying it wasn't about housing. It was about power, ego, and politics. Possible case of a rare virus being reported on Long Island. Like West Nile, this one is carried by mosquitoes. It's called chikungunya, and state health officials are looking into whether somebody in Nassau County has it. The virus can cause debilitating joint pain and fever. The New York Times says the patient is a 60-year-old woman in the town of Hempstead. What is not known is whether she was bit here or was infected abroad. Well, it only lasted about 30 minutes, but it was an unnerving scene at Grand Central yesterday when the lights went out. Former 1010 Wins intern Erin Marr was there.
You couldn't see anything. There was lights coming from people's cell phones, and I was worried, but I said I gotta catch my train. So I started walking through the corridor, and people had their phones out with their light. You know, New Yorkers will keep trucking no matter what. I passed by 2 police officers who did not seem worried. So I said, okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, this was about 8:30 last night. Power was restored to the upper level half an hour later, and then the lights were fully back at 9:17. Firefighters had to get 3 Metro North employees out of an elevator. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. The MTA says there was a drop in voltage to a feeder network, but what caused that is not immediately clear. There was no disruption to train service. That limit on planes coming in and out of Newark, the FAA is keeping that in place now through at least October of next year. That follows those communications and radar outages at the Philly Control Tower that handles Newark Liberty. The FAA says they will up the number of takeoffs and landings by 4 per hour to 72, but that is still below the more than 80 the airport was previously handling. Now this message at Nissan, they make cars the thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop nissanusa.com.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummy she takes. Know if my heart's more stress affected. It's time to help if my mom has something. Don't why haven't I helped? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Tell your smart device to play 1010 Wins.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 68 degrees. It is 7:20 on this Friday, September 26th. I'm Susan Richard. Here is what's happening. James Comey insisting
I'm innocent.
the Trump Justice Department announcing the indictment of the former FBI director on charges he lied to Congress during the investigation into 2016 Russian election interference. So far, no comment from Homeland Security. That's after a video from 26 Federal Plaza appeared to show a family being manhandled by ICE. Ryder Cup fever kicking in along with presidential gridlock on Long Island. A new probe into just who's on the other end of surveillance cameras at NYC buildings. And a familiar face coming out of retirement for the Spaceballs sequel. In sports, Mets and Yankees both won. AccuWeather, some patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, sun and clouds, maybe a shower, and up to 81. Wins News Time 7:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
Long Islanders, the southbound Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway is in quite the states. We are very heavy south of 9 for Broadway. We've got an accident blocking the right lane. Stick with 110 or Wantagh Parkway. The delays are that heavy. And we're very heavy on the northbound side as well into exit 9 with rubbernecking delays. The accident we had on westbound Southern State, though, at exit 13 for Central Avenue is gone. And the westbound side of the LIE has a brief delay at exit 39 for Glen Cove Road, and then some slowdowns around Lakeville Road, while we've got delays that are very heavy due to the Ryder Cup on the northbound side of Bethpage State Parkway. We are jammed on the belt westbound right now from exit 24 into Cross Bay Boulevard. From Cross Bay out into the Verrazano Bridge, we happen to be in very good shape as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The inbound DW Bridge is 40 for the upper, 25 for the lower, and 15 from the Palisades. 20 at the inbound Lincoln Tunnel. The Holland is 40 from the Pulaski Skyway, and 15 to 20, that's it, from the Newark Bay extension of the New Jersey Turnpike. Traffic is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Former FBI Director James Comey taking to Instagram following word he's been indicted by the Fed.
My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system. I'm innocent.
He's been charged with obstruction and allegedly lying to Congress during testimony he gave in 2020 while being questioned about the FBI investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. The case was taken to a grand jury by the newly Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney for the Eastern Virginia District. As after the previous one was fired, after prosecutors in that office had said they could not establish probable cause to charge Comey. It's also after the president took to his social media site to urge Attorney General Pam Bondi to move ahead with prosecuting not only Comey, but other perceived political enemies. Legal analyst Laurie Levinson.
One of the issues that will be before the court is whether this was selective prosecution, that in fact this was an agenda by the president dictating to his attorney general and his prosecutors to bring this case, whether or not there was strong evidence.
The new U.S. Attorney, Lindsay Halligan, says if convicted, Comey faces up to 5 years in prison. He is set to be arraigned October 9th. In a hallway at 26 Federal Plaza. That's the sound from video that appears to show an ICE agent pushing a woman to the floor right in front of her 2 young children as one of them clings to the woman's husband, their father, who was being detained. On the tape, agents were also seen pulling the woman's hair. City Comptroller Brad Lander, who's been arrested during protests at that site, spoke to CBS 2.
It was after he left his hearing that agents grabbed him in the hallway. Again, giving no reason, presenting no warrant.
So far, no comment from Homeland Security. The political drama really heating up in the New York City mayor's race. This is between the candidates looking to defeat frontrunner Zohran Mamdani.
Andrew Cuomo said if anyone offered Curtis Sliwa a bribe to exit the race, it would be a crime.
Well, sorry, until you give me a name, I think you're making it up. You know why I think you're making it up, Mr. Sliwa? Because you have made it up many times before.
Sliwa insisted he was bribed on 7 separate occasions, but he never reported it.
If these men and women still want to call on behalf of Cuomo or anybody else for me to drop out or meet me in person, their words will be on Memorex. Their words will be recorded.
He claimed Mayor Adams was also bribed by the Cuomo camp.
Listen, the only fact about Curtis Sliwa is that Curtis Sliwa is a liar.
Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Midtown.
Where the long-awaited redesign of Flatbush Avenue starts next week, the DOT says 2 car lanes will be turned into center-running bus lanes with new truck loading zones, safety upgrades, and nearly 30,000 feet of pedestrian space. The goal is to speed up buses like the B41, for example, that currently crawls at about 4 miles an hour. The DOT says it expects the first 2 blocks from Livingston to State to be done within just 2 weeks. The full project will wrap up next year. Now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Dan Schwartzman.
Good morning, Susan. Oil is headed for its biggest weekly gain in more than 3 months as President Trump increases pressure on buyers of Russian energy. Trump pressed Turkish President Erdogan to stop buying oil from Russia and discussed energy security with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Brent traded above $69 a barrel for a weekly advance of 4.4%, while West Texas Intermediate was at more than $65 a barrel. Let's look at the futures. They are still mixed. The bad news is the Nasdaq's down a little over 13 points. The good news, the Dow's up 56 points, and the S&P currently is up about 2.5 points. I'm Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Good morning. It's Susan Richard with this message from Barish and McGarry, and I want to talk to you specifically if you lost a family member to a 9/11 related illness. What you may not know is that you might be eligible for a financial award, money from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund, and that it is not too late to apply no matter when your loved one passed. Now, if you were among the 300,000 people who were living, working, or going to school south of Canal Street either on 9/11 or in the 8 months that followed, you may be eligible for free cancer health care for life, as well as compensation if you get sick. Those are two government programs that are really a lifeline for the 9/11 community. Nobody knows that more than Barish and McGarry. They're downtown. Their folks were breathing in the same toxic dust just like you. So let them see if you're eligible. Go to 911awards.com. That's 911awards with an S.com.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to celebrate the Ryder Cup coming to Nassau County. Thursday, September 25th, kick off the festivities with a concert and fireworks at Eisenhower Park. Friday to Sunday, watch all the action on the giant screen with games, food, and Ryder Cup ticket giveaways from 12 to 6 each day at Field 6. Friday night, don't miss world-renowned EDM DJ Steve Aoki at 8 p.m. Free admission and parking. Join us for Ryder Cup weekend at Eisenhower Park.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you can turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Let's go!
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now this message, Riverside Memorial Chapel, for generations, a symbol of Jewish tradition and uncompromising quality. We're at 68 degrees, got some fog going. The humidity is 83%. The winds are west-southwest at 4 miles an hour. 68 going up to 81, maybe a shower today. Winds news time 7:30.
And a very good Friday morning. I'm Scott Stanford. They're teeing it up at the Ryder Cup this morning on Long Island. Not going to be all about the Eagles and birdies. We're talking motorcades as well. White House says President Trump set to hit the Bethpage Black Course today to take in the golf. And how about those golf fanatics out early today, all ready to watch the action hours ago?
For these fans, the overnight wait was well worth it.
USA!
The crowd cheered when the gates opened at around 3:45 this morning. First in line was Tim Barcombe, who was here since 11:30 last night.
I worked last night, didn't sleep last night either. Drove down here today, not going to sleep all night tonight, and I feel great.
He calls the Ryder Cup golf's Super Bowl.
This is the biggest golf event. You can't even put it into words. It's indescribable.
Clay Smith from Kansas City says the excitement is even greater knowing that Donald Trump will be here.
I love it. I hope he makes a grand entrance.
Fans here say they're ready to roar for Team USA. Darius Radzius, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.